This is our stand-up applicator. We primarily use this in a situation where maybe one person has gone through and cut stems close to the surface, and then another person follows applying herbicide to the cut stem. We've also used this applicator where we've mowed something like wild taro and come along and applied the herbicide then to the cut stems of the wild taro that have been mowed. This is our stand-up applicator. It's made out of PVC pipe, so we'll be gluing it together with PVC cement. We have the length of pipe, the cap, and the fitting that will go on that will allow us to attach the actual applicator tip. And we'll set this aside to let it dry. The first thing we're going to do is actually make the crown piece, and it is made out of a piece of PVC pipe that is 7/8 of an inch long. And we simply cut this with a hacksaw. The next step is to cut a couple slits in here, and these slits then will allow you to use a little screwdriver to pop the bingo tip out, because that's how you actually fill the applicator, is by popping the tip out. You can just use a needle nose pliers to pop out the little pieces. To make our long applicator that we're going to be using in a situation where we're going to be standing up, we're going to be using a piece of PVC pipe, and we're going to be using a 3/4 inch piece of pipe, and we're using this fitting, which is, it goes from a 3/4 inch to a 1/2 inch, and then we're going to be adding a CPVC fitting that is a female threaded fitting on one end, but it's designed to receive the 1/2 inch CPVC pipe on the other end, and this is the end where the actual applicator tip will go. And so now we need to apply the crown piece to this piece so that we can put a cap on it. For our stand-up applicator, we screw on the fitting, add the bingo marker tip to the crown piece, and the cap goes on. The only part of the Lop and Dop that you can't buy at a hardware store or building supply store is the actual applicator tip. The applicator tip is simply made from a bingo marker tip, and you can pick up old bingo markers from a bingo hall that's empty and people are throwing away, and you can simply pull the tip off of it and use it. Or you can purchase bingo tips from bingo supply companies, and you can find these on the internet. The first step to make the tip, turns out that the foam covering on the tips don't hold up when you're applying the herbicide to the cut stems of woody plants. So we cover that tip with a square of fleece material, and this process is pretty simple. You just cut a square or a circle that's roughly 1.5 inches in diameter. Use super glue, and you place it around the outside edge of the plastic tip, and then fold the material down over the tip. After the glue dries, then you simply come along with little scissors and you can trim off the excess material. And now you have a tip that'll usually hold up for several hundred and sometimes as many as 1,000 individual stem applications. So in the field I always carry some extra tips in case that cloth material comes off.